Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. Hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off, we've got the black pieces against the 1751 from Turkey. It says Turkey. I think that's how Turkish people say it, so probably the best way to say it. Anyway, we've got an English. Now, what do we do against an English? We have several options. We can hope for a King's Indian. We can hope for an English rat. Or we could do an ABC Gambit. If you watch Will Grave, you know what that is. Let's play it safe, and we'll go for a knight f6. Also known as the Anglo-Indian. But we go into a c4 d4, and we're quite happy with this. We'll go with the King's Indian defense. We could have played a d5 and hoped for an Albin counter gambit, but I don't think that's something English players would necessarily do. It is very possible. I mean, we can check the stats, and then the ABC gambit is super interesting. If you've not seen that, super dubious, super fun, just crazy stuff. But we go in with like a normal setup here. In fact, it's called the normal variation, believe it or not. And yeah, so we don't want to allow e5 straight away, so we're just going to play d6 rather than castling. And after knight f3, we're happy to castle here. And now we can just go ahead with e5. So they go with this one. There's a few things we can do here. They can take. Actually, there's two things they can do. They can take or push. I guess they could develop, but they decide to push. Now it's super important you know how to play this one. Because obviously your knight can't go to c6, which means it can't go to e7, which means your whole plan is out the window, basically. But luckily we have a different plan. I believe a5 is something you can do, but I think the computer prefers a h5. I think a computer prefers h5. Now, is it h5 or h6? That's the question. h6 looks better because it stops the bishop coming in, but it actually creates more of a target, really. And there's no g4 or anything because we've got the bishop as well. So let's go ahead and play h5 and try to be smart about it. Usually when I try to be smart, it ends up going completely out the window and end up losing somehow. But the plan is, after bishop there, we go in queen to e8, unpinning this knight. And then we can drop the knight back to h7. Or we could go up. I think either way is fine. We're not bringing the knight into d7. We want the knight to go on a6 instead. So let's play queen e8 first. Maybe an a5 would have been better, just so we can cover this pawn with a knight a8. And they decide to take that, which is strange. But we'll go ahead and take back, because we don't want to be down a piece, basically. I hope you all liked yesterday's video. Endgames are one of my favourite ever topics. So I hope you appreciated it as much as I did. So they're looking for a g5 here after that. So maybe we go king 8, g7, just so we're covering all the good stuff around h8. Maybe that's wise. Or maybe we could play a h4. That could be quite cool. Just leaving this pawn on the table. Which would sort of discourage them castling. So we either play one of these, I think. King g7 is alright, but we don't really want to be taking after a g4, I don't think. It just opens too many lines, especially when they're not committed to a side yet. So I think h4 could actually be quite good for us. And a bit of a pain, a bit of a thorn in White's backside, you know? because everything's sort of secure. We can go either bishop up and then queen c8, or we can go like queen e7. Maybe now I'm not too concerned about h5 or a5. Sorry. That's a non-threat. They queenside castling. They've not got any places to go apart from, yeah, maybe they've got wanting to go h6 and hit that. So let's go king g7. So just so we can get a rook to h8. And now if they longside queenside castle, now we want to really be breaking up and pawn storming this way, which we're gonna do straight away, basically. This is very similar to another line in the King's Indian, and it looks good for white, but these queenside pawns move very quickly, and we're potentially even happy to sack a few pawns if it means we get to open up some lines. And the whole point of going knight to a6 is to land the knight on c5. We're not trading off the light square bishop because it's doing literally nothing. But maybe a knight to c7 wouldn't go amiss. So let's go ahead and do that now. It stops any pushing by them. And then we're more happy sacking a pawn, maybe with b5, just to open up some lines on the king. And this could go very, very bad for white very quickly. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll just open up some lines. Yeah. So we take, bishop takes, and then maybe like a queen d8, back to d8, or we could go queen e7, could be even better, so we can double up. Seems nice. Although the bishop is sitting quite comfortably there, but also not really, because we want to move this rook anyway. So if anything, that's giving us a tempo. So we're going down a pawn. And as I learned in my lesson yesterday, when you decide to go down a pawn, it's important to actually get counterplay. And I think that's where I've been going wrong a lot of time. I play too passive when I'm down a pawn. Not that knowing that fact is going to change anything. It's obviously a habit that I've got to work to break. But it's identifying the problem is a good place to start. But yeah, so we're just going to try focus on getting our pieces doing the most and making as many threats as possible, really. And they decide to take the knight, which is interesting because this bishop's a beast now. And to be honest, I'm not taking that pawn. No siree. I don't think so anyway. Maybe even push a g5. Should we push a g5? It seems solid. Yeah, let's push a g5. This bishop's a big pawn at the minute, but it's got options. Oh no, let's not pre-move that. It's got options. And then we're gonna put everything on white's king, basically. That's the plan. Whether we can pull it off or not, that's a different question. But we'll just wait and see. So I'm really happy with this bishop at the minute. I would like to not have this pawn in the way, just so we can hit this a bit. But like we said, I'm not too fussed about much. There's ideas of There's ideas of potentially coming to d3 as well if the queen ever moves with the pin. But as per usual, that's a long way out. I don't see that happening anytime soon. And we would need something to support it as well on that square, which we can't do at the minute. So, not much he's thinking about it. So what do we do here? What do we do here? We've got to get a rook on the B file. Do we want a rook on the C file? That I'm less sure about. Huh. So they're looking for a pawn push, which would actually suit us very well, because we can take, and then suddenly this bishop's doing a ridiculously good job. So let's get the rook out. This rook's still not doing out. Maybe it can come to C. Or maybe we can double, triple up. It's actually coming this way, which is interesting. Maybe like a bishop move could do some good. So if it comes to here, it can get kicked out straight away. Or maybe a bishop there. Trade it off for this knight, yes. However, then there's nothing being hit after we've moved it, if you get me. Yeah, it could go to there, which is a bit annoying. But after maybe like a bishop b3, that could be quite nice. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that. That seems nice. This isn't doing out. It's covering a lot of squares still. I'm still really happy with the pawn push. Bishop can sit on there really nicely. Yeah, and then I think where? Oh no! Oh, we saw that. We saw that. Lucky. Well, let's go to c7. I think is the only move then, because we got the threat of the fork. And the attack on the bishop, c7 is literally the only square we can go to. Now this check's not doing much. I'm happy to move it somewhere where that square is. I'm not quite sure. Maybe c7. Just so it's just so it's covering both of these as well. And we've also freed up a square for our bishop there. But you know, sometimes that's all you can do. I'm not sure if I want to go rook to c8 or not. I really want to put more pressure on the king. And this idea doesn't really work because after knight takes, it's actually covering this. And then the queen's obviously covering that as well, which is, it's all right for white. But we are definitely the ones with the play at the minute. It's not ideal trading off the light squared bishop, simply because our pawns are on dark squares. But like I said, there are options for this bishop. They're not amazing. Huh. What's that doing? Rook c8 now, maybe. Knight there, queen there. Where's knight going back? We could even just take that. So rook c8, knight there, queen there. That would lose to takes, surely. We could go to b3, but I don't think that's necessarily doing out. Maybe just even a... Actually, no. Maybe. Queen b6, knight there. Queen there is devastating, is it not? You're threatening to win the knight, and you're doing... what's the word? A threat there? Not really a threat. It's got an escape square, but it's still not good for white. Yeah, but queen b3 we lose we lose the bishop. So maybe it's best to go rook c8 now. And then a queen b6 could be nice. Knight there's annoying. They go for a check, though. Now, that would have been really good for them. Simply because it's a discovered and the knight's already hitting it. So, to be honest, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I think that's just losing a piece. But this check is just wrong. Maybe going up's better, just so it's covering this pawn as well. Because potentially they have some ideas of going knight there. Let's go up. Let's go up. Up seems nice. And yeah, we really need to get this bishop safe because it's not very safe at the minute. And I don't know what king a1 is. I have zero clue what that's trying to do. I think our queen b6 plan is even deadlier now, to be honest. We even have some ideas of going bishop there. Although I don't think that quite works. Yeah, queen b6 I think is the way to go. As long as this is still covered, we're all right. And we have the threat. Oh, sorry, we have the threat of mate there on a2 now. So we would have time to move like a rook up and then even triple up on this file. Obviously, we need to go there first to open up the space, but you get what I'm saying. And again, I'm still looking quite happy here, I think. I've got no quarrels with this position. Whether the computer agrees with me or not, that's a different one, because these can be quite tricky. But we're definitely the only ones with an attack going on. Again, for the pawn, so... But, yeah. So after knight back, I don't know what the big idea is. Whether we go there or we go queen there. What? What? Queen b, surely. Surely. Queen b, knight back. Rook up. Knight there. What is that doing? Huh. We could even just take that. After takes check. But unfortunately, I don't think that quite works. After king goes back, there's no pin. So maybe just takes. Rook there. Rook there, though, is annoying. Oh, but then we can take that and take that. So it's interesting. I know I say that a lot. But it's something to consider. It's something to consider, and I think we've got to decide here whether this attack's working or not. And at the moment, I don't think it is, purely because this bishop's doing absolutely nothing. Yes, it's holding down the fort a bit, but that is about it, you know. So king takes there. King goes back. Otherwise, we take the pawn. And then if we go like rook up just to cover this. Oh, rook there is actually a bit nasty. That is a bit nasty. No, but then we've got... Oh. Yeah, no. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. How we got OLs? How we got OLs? Well, we could take... After king takes... we check and king goes back and we take that. They would have to take back with the rook. If they take back with the queen, I just don't think that's quite good. And then we go there. The problem is they've always got rook c3 as well, which is really annoying. So I think we might have to continue with the old attack over here. However we do that. That is a question. Maybe we could do like a rook lift. Go that way. Would be interesting. Takes. Queen takes. Rook out. Would lose this. There. So knight can't go there because of the pawn push. Nasty. So knight back, and then maybe like a rook lift. Seems a lot more stable. Problem is after this comes out. Where do we put the bishop? If we bring it back, we're just exchanging rooks, and especially with the rook up here, it's not ideal because you make a passer. So maybe that's not the move. Maybe we just work to bring the bishop into the game. And after knight takes, rook takes. Then bishop comes in. However we do that, it would have to be something. Yeah, maybe we do that. Maybe we just do that. It seems best to actually play with all your pieces, you know. You might as well, rather than just being down. So if this doesn't come back, maybe we play. So if this back, maybe we play rook up. Then another rook up, rook there. This is still hanging. So knight there, rook up, knight out, rook across, knight takes, queen takes. Yeah, so rook up, knight back, rook across, knight takes, queen takes, and we can always just go back. We're also hitting this though if this knight ever moves. So let's go ahead and do that. Seems nice. Because their pawn structure's locked, basically. This queen's doing a bang up job. They might offer to trade queens here, at which point we just decline that and double up, I believe. Because the threats on the king are just too strong. With like so rook across, so queen out, rook across, queen takes, rook takes. And if they do something like this, a bit annoying. Well, if they do something else, like a rook there, we can just take. And we have the mating threat of that. So they go for that one. And let's stick with the plan of going queen b, rook b8. And then we can work to bring the bishop in. With an f6 afterwards, just to cover all these. So we'll pre-move queen, knight takes bishop, and then with queen takes knight. Yep. Because this knight's tied down to this pawn, and if we win this pawn, that'll be huge for us, I think. So they go rook up, and they're looking to double up, which is fine. Fine. And we can go rook up as well, even. Because could be quite nice. The knight can't hit it, and we're threatening like a takes potentially. Not that that's ever really going to happen. And now it's freeing up a space for our bishop in a couple moves. We just have to be careful about them getting activity on the open file. However it goes, and just hope that our attack is better. Not hope. We're going to make sure that our attack is better. We're going to ensure it. Not insure it. I would like to insure this position. Get some money if it all comes crashing down. But unfortunately, you can't do that in chess. I don't think signing contracts with insurance companies would work out with the rules over the board, you know. Now they have a lot of time left, so they might go into a think here, and they go with that of everything. They go with that. Of everything. Well, I think I'll just take this pawn then. Maybe threaten to take the rook. I don't see why I can't just take this. Threatening that with disastrous consequences for white. And we've got our material back, so I'm pretty happy here. Pretty happy. The queen moves, the knight's under attack, and now we can threaten to win that as well. Like I said, disastrous consequences. Oh, and we can threaten takes with a push, pinning the queen. Wow. Yeah, I don't see why I can't go queen g2. That's, again, threatening everything. This bishop is whew, mucho spicy. The only thing they have is knight there after the pawn push. It's a bit annoying, but we'll find a way around that. And that's fine. Maybe we could even check. Drop a check. Oh, drop a check. Rook comes. A bit annoying. Queen's not looking too healthy. Maybe we just push instead. Or we could just take, and after takes, queen takes, rook takes. No, because yes, it would be trading off material, which is considered good if you're sort of up. But this bishop is going to have to do a lot of work, and it's never hitting any of these pawns. So I think that's off the table. We could take, and then take with threats to take the house as well. Or we could take and see what they do. Obviously that is good. So I think maybe we just take. Queen takes works. Yeah, it works because the rook's covered by that. Maybe we don't take them. Although queen takes, we take that. But nothing particularly comes out of it. I would love for this to work. Push. Ooh, but then knight blocks. Check. Doesn't work. Unfortunately, we can be as creative as we want here, but we need to be practical at the same time. Maybe push first and then threaten the same thing. Push takes there. Doesn't work. Gosh. I decided to move back. We were low on time. It seems safe. We're attacking this again. Then we could trade the queens off in a safer way. And make it nicer for my bishop. Queen's not under attack at all. It was just whether we had anything better, I think. But the safer choice was to stick with it. If the knight comes out again, maybe we could go rook there and double up this way. Yeah. Knight there. Trade. Queen takes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. We gotta speed up as well because we're on 34 seconds. I need some time management skills because this is horrendous. Knight there, I calculated with that, and queen takes. And then maybe like some check or something. I don't know if it works, but it doesn't look particularly bad. That being said, I often get things very wrong. So we'll see. Yeah. That's a check. Again, not doing much. Bosh. And now that seems even worse. A push comes with attack on the queen. You're doubling up that way? Surely not. And now checks are starting to look nice because nothing really covers anything. If the queen moves, that doesn't work because of queen takes, knight takes, and the knight is actually pinned to the castle. The rook. The rook is the technical term if you want to get into technicals. And yeah. Interesting. Word of the year. Interesting, you know. But it perfectly describes so much of chess because chess is just an interesting game. Not much else to be said about that. We've got to be ready for anything here as well. Just because we're so long time. People think that when you're playing someone who's long time, you play fast, so they're using more of their time. But then you're also not thinking enough, you know. So that's a common misconception. And when you are playing someone long time, it's important to actually take your time with it, you know. Otherwise, and then otherwise you'll make mistakes. And what am I trying to say? Yeah, you can force more complicated variations onto the other player. So we go there. I'm a bit worried of queen there. Maybe we've got maybe that would have been better. So we can hit that. Let's go there, and then we can go like there. Or there even. We're fine trading off here. We're sacking the pawn again. Not really sacking. We sort of have to give it up a bit. But they decide to take that, which seems wrong. We'll go this way. They take that. Then we'll go there. Oh. We'll go there. If we go there, that we would have lost to that. Is definitely a thing they could have done. And now we're down 2 pawns. Although we get some counterplay. In fact, is that a mating attack? Ooh. Ooh. Is that a little mating attack? Maybe we made some interesting moves, you know? Maybe we made some... This could turn out to be a draw. Yeah. So we can't stay on either of these squares. So we move up. And it's likely that this is going to be a repetition. However that happens. Now we can no longer go there because they can go there. So we got to go out. And they don't have any more checks. They have 0 checks. Now this is yeah. Whew. We made some rash decisions there that we can go over. But yeah, too much for us to calculate. So they've gone there. Stop and check there, which is probably smart. But then we have maybe like there. Yeah, maybe that would have been a bit better. So we're threatening that and takes. I don't know. But we're also threatening takes that way. So if, there's a check there. Again, no more checks though. No more checks. No siree. Now queen there looks good. Seems to cover a lot of things. Seems to cover an awful lot of things. I think they're going to find that. I'm lucky this pawn's still here. But we're just trying to be tricky here. We're trying to be tricky. Yeah, good move, good move. Well played. Let's go there. We're hitting this if the rook moves, and we're still actually hitting this as well. Which is interesting. Potentially they could sack here. Queen takes king, goes somewhere. Whew. It would definitely be cool if they sacked. I don't know. I would be tempted. I would be tempted. Yeah, but they don't. They go there. Threatening queen there. We're gonna go back, and we're just gonna let them. I think we would have to go there. Because again, we can't go to the back rank because of the rook. So there. Oh, yeah, we're losing. We're losing this. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We could try that, but then... in fact, yeah. But then there. Maybe. Yeah, so we go there. We lose to rook there. Oops. Rook there. Just loses. So we got to go down. And try get some sort of play here. Queen there. Same ordeal. But maybe we can hope for a perpetual. But after queen takes, we've got very little hope here. Queen takes perpetual maybe, but no, they can block with the rook. Not the pawn. If you block with the pawn, it's a perpetual. But you block with the rook, and everything is just dandy for you. Yeah. But that's better than getting stolen here. This is what happens when you're down on time, and it's something I definitely need to work on. Yeah. And then we're going to try Perpetual. You can even block with the queen. Just as good. Yeah, and we'll take and resign. Well played. Wow. Great game. Really fun game, actually. Really, really fun. The computer's going to hate me. It's going to be screaming at me. Oh, wow. It's a roller coaster. 71.6 versus 76.0. The computer's calling me names. It's calling me out. It's calling me a 1400 versus 1700. Let's start this Blooming review. You know, C4. Yeah. We've seen this millions of times. E5's fine, and I'll show you why takes is good. Because you have knight takes e4. You know, that's it. They can try that. But you can actually do knight takes c3 because you're actually hitting their bishop afterwards as well. Not bishop, their queen. You could also do f2, but it's a bit not as good. Or rook takes even. For some reason, I forget why. Oh yeah, what is it? You down a pawn there, but you get to double their pawns, and it's an interesting game. That was it. Yes. So h4, h5. It wanted a5 actually. So I was trying to be smart. Turns out I wasn't, as per usual. We knew that already. What's new? Queen e8. It's fine. We're not in review here. Queen e8's good. Yeah, I knew that was a bit of a mistake, so we just take. And it's not a big fan of h4, but I feel like it stops a lot of counterplay. What was best? Again, it wants this a5. And king up was fine, just to stop the queen coming into h6. Long castles, yeah. And at this point, it wants our knight out this way, which is interesting. And it doesn't like b5, just simply because we're giving up a pawn. Yeah, and then if we didn't have to move our queen, it would be a bit nicer because we could go rook there straight away. But because the bishop is hitting our queen and it's covered by the knight, it's a bit nastier. And they decided to take there, which is weird because I thought their bishop was pretty good, especially if it gets like supported. Although an a6 is kicking it straight away, pretty much. So, and then g5 causes a lot of problems actually. It looks like it's stopping play. But it's just entombing our bishop. And we knew that going into it. And we thought we could reroute it. But we just never got round to it. We were too busy. And bishop c4s. We knew that was a mistake, actually, because of the dual threat. But it wanted a rook b3 better instead for the best move. Maybe just lining up an attack. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Only move, like we said. Rook out's fine. And then, yeah, like we said that knight move would just win a piece at least. You know, we can't, because the queens are in front of it, especially, we can't do out about it. They missed their chance there. But they had plenty more. Knight move, king move again. Is strange. And we did exactly the right thing. It wanted rook to c7. I guess that's just to cover this, maybe. But again, this is hanging. Knight takes. Oh, and then you're getting your bishop out. Ooh, I quite like that. And then we triple up there. Queen takes, rook there. And again, it's wanting this bishop to come out and finally join the fight. But we never get round to it. And that's a blunder. It wanted queen e2. I'm guessing that's just wanting to trade off queens. Which we swiftly avoid. And then we take the pawn. So we're feeling good here. We're looking good, feeling good. And then we moved our queen away from the fight. So I actually wanted queen to d4, which is interesting because you're trading off queens, you're doubling your pawns, but at the same time you're getting your bishop out, which is quite nice. Oh, where are we? Show moves. And white's not even trading off the queens apparently. You just go for a strong endgame. Not really sure why. And yeah, I wasn't so sure about that, I don't think. Was this when we were low on time? I think it might have been. Oh yeah, 39 seconds left. I have no clue what the best move was. Apparently e4 works. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Yeah, I was worried about that, but I felt A5 was quite nice. Oh, we've lost it. Yeah, rook takes, queen takes. Yeah. And then you hit the weak pawn, which is fair enough. Knight c3, yeah. And then the check. So we went from, what did we go from? 1.9 at least, 2.6 to when the queen checks, 1.2 for white actually. So we've lost a lot of advantage there. And then the rook there, the knight there, apparently is some inaccuracy. It wanted the queen back for some reason. Maybe just to stop checks. And yeah, I said we should have gone there. I was too... yeah, I wasn't thinking. That's way better, just because you're actually staying in the game rather than staying in this little corner. And we go there anyway. At which point, yeah, the queen check is just devastating. And we know how it goes from there. Apparently, if I go to g8, that's a draw. Maybe I should have seen that. Yeah, because we still have the... Oh, because they can't take that with check as well. So, yeah. Yeah. I thought maybe we had some drawing chances, but yeah, that's nasty. Let's have a look at a game, because I would like to see a game in this. King's Indian games from Grandmasters are always an absolute delight to see. And they're played at a top level as well. So this is... we want to win for black. So this is Ricard Medanic versus Javier Mehend something. It doesn't say the full names. I'm not like struggling to pronounce. I am struggling to pronounce them, but it's not because that it doesn't actually show the full names. So after that, they go knight back 3-8, which is absolutely ridiculous. Maybe they just want a straightaway f5. Castle f5. There you go. E takes, pawn takes. So black's just fully committed to this. There's the obvious piece fork straight away, and they just get tempos. The knight comes to a6 without the a5 push. And yeah, f3 is a super common move you're going to see in the King's Indian, and it's really nice because you're freeing up your bishop, and you sort of putting a damper on this whole attack that black has. And the computer agrees it's 2.2 here for white. And this is cool as well, a cool little move. Just stops them from connecting their pawn, you know. Meaning this is just, it's getting lost, especially with this knight in the way. I mean, there's nothing black can do. But apparently they win it. So the bishop takes it, and then nothing stopping it. And the bishop comes in as well. But black plays a h6. You'll notice the knight can come here, but that's actually fine because it's actually the same problem for white that black had with this pawn. It's super weak, and you are going to pick it up eventually. So they then trade off bishops, and a little trick here. They attack the knight, and then they've opened some lines up. So maybe black gets some counterplay here. Queen check, king moves back, and that's not a move you want to play because you've opened this space up for your rooks, and you're never going to be able to access it. So after takes, the b4, knight moves back, and like what? Until 2 moves ago, 4 of black pieces haven't been touched. So that's a really good square for the knight as well. It's on a dark square, so the light bishop can never kick it. And it's covering this pawn as well. The check's nasty because it's supported by the pawn, which, again, white can never kick out. And this square is what white's aiming for, but the rook h8 stops that. And now white's looking to pin the knight so they can actually take this pawn. Black just doesn't care, apparently. Bishop takes, queen takes, you get that pawn. And this is 5.5 for white. So how black gets this back, I don't know. Apparently that's a huge blunder, because that's now drawing. 0.2 for white. What the best move is, I have no clue. Maybe like a queen there or something. I genuinely don't know. And then the rook comes in on the open file, and then you've cut off this square all of a sudden, and it's a bit scary. What? Oh, it's just a fork, a discovered attack. So black moves to cover, and then yeah, if you took with the pawn, oh sorry. If you took with the pawn, then the queen takes, and you come in there, and then like queen there or something, and it's looking nasty. So then it's just winning for black. They're up the exchange. They decide to take with check and allow this queen g6 check, which is scary, but apparently it's fine for black. They obviously calculated it out, and then black just basically rolls them, and that's a nice little mate with the pawn and the king coming in to stop the escape squares. And yeah, it's quite nice, quite nice little game. Completely losing for black the whole game, and then they managed to come back with that little nice tactic, because it's not a usual sort of fork. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like if you liked, please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye bye.